Caught my girlfriend holding hands with her coworker at a festival I was secretly planning to propose at. She didn't see me in the crowd. I left without a word, and let her discover the engagement setup the next day. Now she's losing her mind trying to find me. This story is titled I Caught My Girlfriend Holding Hands with Her Coworker at a Festival I Was Secretly Planning to Propose At. She didn't see me in the crowd. I left without a word and let her discover the engagement setup the next day. Now she's losing her mind trying to find me. I, 29M, never thought I'd be writing this post, but I need to get this off my chest because I feel like I'm going insane. 3 days ago, my entire world turned upside down at the Summer Lights Festival, where I was planning to propose to my girlfriend Rachel, 27F, of 4 years. Now, I'm sitting in a hotel room, my phone turned off, trying to process how everything fell apart in a single moment. I've been planning this proposal for months. Rachel had been talking about the Summer Lights Festival since January. It's this huge annual event in our city with art installations, music, and thousands of lanterns lighting up the night sky. She called it magical last year, so I knew it would be the perfect spot. I'd coordinated with the festival organizers to set up a special area by the lake, where I'd arranged for hundreds of lanterns to form the words "Marry Me," while her favorite local band played our song. The plan was to get separated in the crowd around 9 p.m., then have her best friend Ashley, 28F, guide her to the proposal spot. I got there early to make sure everything was ready for the next day. The organizers had been amazing, even helping me do a practice run of how the lanterns would look. I decided to walk around and check out the festival while waiting for Rachel to arrive with her friends. She told me she was going to be there with Ashley and some other friends from work. That's when I saw them. Rachel was wearing the blue sundress I'd given her for her birthday, her hair catching the light from the festival lanterns. But she wasn't with Emma, she was with Jason, 31M, her new coworker who'd started at her office 3 months ago. The same Jason she told me not to worry about when I noticed how often she'd been mentioning him in conversations. They were holding hands, not the accidental brush of fingers that happens in a crowd. Their fingers were intertwined, and she was looking up at him with that soft smile I used to think was only for me. I stood there, frozen, watching as they stopped in front of a food stall. He bought her the caramel apple she always gets at festivals, and when some caramel got on her chin, he wiped it away with his thumb. She blushed. My girlfriend of 4 years, the woman I was going to propose to, blushed at another man's touch. I didn't confront them. I didn't scream or cause a scene. I just turned around and walked away, my hand clutching the small velvet box in my pocket so hard my knuckles turned white. The worst part, the proposal setup was already paid for and scheduled. Everything was automated, the lanterns, the music, all of it was set to happen the next evening at sunset. I barely remember the drive to the motel. Everything was a blur of street lights and tears. I kept pulling over because I couldn't see straight, my hands shaking on the steering wheel. The image of Rachel's fingers intertwined with Jason's, that soft look in her eyes, it was like watching a horror movie where the victim doesn't know the killer is right behind them. Except I was the one who never saw it coming. Around 3 a.m., lying on the scratchy motel sheets, I remember the proposal setup. Everything was automated for the next evening, the lanterns, the music, all of it. In a moment of what felt like either clarity or complete breakdown, I called the festival organizer, Mike. Poor guy was probably sleeping, but he picked up. Hey, Mike. Listen, I can't do the proposal tomorrow. Something happened, but all the setup, the lanterns, the music, everything, it's paid for. If someone else wants to use it, they can. I don't care. Just don't let it go to waste. My voice cracked on the last word. Mike tried to ask what was wrong, if I needed help, but I hung up. Then I turned off my phone and threw it in the drawer. I couldn't bear to see Rachel's messages or calls, if there were any. Was she still at the festival with him? Were they laughing together, making plans? Every possibility my mind conjured felt like another knife in my chest. I sat in the dark of that motel room, holding the velvet ring box. For years of morning kisses and lazy Sundays, for years of planning a future together. I'd already started looking at houses in the suburbs, imagining where we'd put a swing set someday. Now all those dreams felt like ash in my mouth. The ring inside the box, a vintage, style sapphire surrounded by tiny diamonds, was exactly what Rachel had once pointed out in a shop window 2 years ago. I'd spent months tracking down something similar, working overtime to afford it. Now it felt like it was mocking me, catching the dim light from the parking lot through the thin motel curtains. Looking back, there were signs. Rachel had been working late more often. Her phone would ping with messages, and she'd turn it face down quickly. When I asked about Jason a few weeks ago, she laughed and said, "He's just a coworker, babe. Don't be silly." I believed her. God, I believed every word. Somewhere in the city, the Summer Lights Festival was still going on. Thousands of lanterns lighting up the night sky, couples holding hands, sharing caramel apples, making memories. And here I was, alone in a $40 a night motel room, trying to figure out how you're supposed to breathe when it feels like your ribs are caving in. I don't know when I finally fell asleep. All I know is that I woke up to sunlight streaming through the cheap curtains, my eyes swollen, still wearing yesterday's clothes. The proposal setup would happen in less than 12 hours. Maybe some other guy would get down on one knee under those lanterns. Maybe some other girl would get her perfect moment. At least something good might come out of this nightmare. I just hope whoever uses it will treasure it more than Rachel treasured us. My phone screen lit up at noon with a barrage of notifications, 37 missed calls, countless texts from Rachel. Each one more vicious than the last.